Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Talk About It Thursday. I hope everybody is doing well, enjoying the cool weather. I certainly am. You know, I love the fall weather. I hope, again, everybody is doing well. We are wrapping up our October, getting close nearly to the end of October. And so, welcome to the show on the ALL4HR BIZ view. For those of you who do not know me, I am April Halliburton of ALL4HR Business Solutions. I am an expert small and mid-sized business partner, consultant, and visionary. All right. And so I help small and mid-sized businesses across the country with anywhere from 7 to 49 employees, sometimes more, depending on the project, to alleviate their HR challenges. And we do that through teaching courses. We do management. We manage teams. Okay. We have an evergreen program, which is our HR foundation. Okay. And we are relaunching our HR membership site on December 1st. So there are a host of ways that we support small and mid-sized business owners. So if you are interested, you have questions, be sure to drop them in the chat. Be sure to, I'll drop a link for you to, if you'd like to schedule a consultation on your HR challenges, okay? Be sure to follow us also on Instagram at ALL4HR. We're at Facebook, ALL4HR Business Solutions. Welcome to the show. Okay. This week we are future proofing our business. That's what we've been doing this week. And so if you go on our Facebook page, or I think the Instagram, it's been uploaded. I have to check and see. You'll see the tips that I've been sharing on future proofing your business, okay? Because we're getting ready for 25. We are revving up for 2025, okay? And so, you know, in HR, the key, right, is preparation, right? And so you can never really start early enough, right? And so today we are talking about, again, future-proofing our businesses, and we're talking about crisis management. And crisis management is something that was for a very long time, you know, kind of happens sporadically, right? But in the last few years, we've had all kinds of crisis management plans and different things that have impacted us, our businesses. Some have been impacted negative and some have been positive, right? And so today we're talking about crisis management, okay? And I want you to make sure that you have your notes. Come on in and say happy Talk About It Thursday. And make sure if you have questions, be sure to drop them in the chat for me, okay? And this will be on a replay, so we'll be sharing it. Good morning, Walden Art. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Talk About It Thursday to you. Thanks for coming to the show. Glad to have you. And so today we're talking about crisis management, and there are tons of crisis management plans. But today we're going to talk about the 5 most important crisis management plans, okay? And so you'll see that I'll have those down here for you. So again, we're talking about crisis management. Yep. And how we are managing our crises in our business, okay? Because they happen, right? Whew, we know about these crises, right? And so listen, so we're going to get started. we're talking about the 5 most important crisis management. And so the first one is our a natural disaster plan. Okay. If you have questions, again, I want you to drop them in the chat for me. Good afternoon, and welcome to the show. Okay, so the natural disaster plan, I have my notes here, right? Because I don't want to miss anything, right? Covering a lot of material here. Okay, so the natural disaster response plan, it responds to events like earthquakes, floods, wildfires, like the disasters that have been happening in Florida, right? And so you should have evacuation procedures to protect your assets, your equipment, your data, and most importantly, your employees, right? And so you should have a specific plan that you have worked over, and we'll go over this 5 ways to update your plans in a moment. So it covers that the natural disaster response plan covers how your business will operate during these occurrences, wildfires, earthquakes, hurricanes, things of that nature, tornadoes. And so you have how to evacuate, where you're in the event something happens, one of these disasters or these occurrences happen while your employees in the office. What are the steps that be made are to be taken for the protection of your employees, your data, your assets, your building, and things like insurance, right? Making sure that you have the proper insurance to protect your business. Okay, so that's the first one, and that plan will also include in the event that you have to use remote work, that you have to move your employees to remote. Okay, so it will include that as well. All right. And so our second one is cybersecurity and data breach. And that has been huge in the last few years. Okay. The cybersecurity and breach data plan is something that you should be going over with an expert in that area. You should definitely be working closely with someone who's an expert in cybersecurity. Okay, that's going to put the necessary things in place to protect against data breaches. What's the word I'm looking for? Viruses being launched on your data in your system. And we've all incurred that, at one time or another. I had that instance a few months ago. Drove me absolutely nuts. Okay, I thought everything was protected, and for the most part, everything was fine because all of my client things are in a VPN, but it still caused a degree of havoc on my system for a few days. So you want to work with someone who is an expert in that area. Okay, I can't say that enough. Okay, and a lot of people may think small businesses may think, it's too costly. There are a lot of support and tools and things out there to really help you during that time. And so, during these occurrences, and so reach out to someone to protect your business. Okay. And these things are definitely on the rise. Okay. So you want a plan, a cybersecurity and data breach plan that addresses how to handle a data breach, hacking, and ransomware attack. You want to be able to identify these things, the breaches, notify affected parties, whether it's your customers or, and your clients, and make sure that your data is backed up safely. Okay, so you need the right security protocols and to prevent these things. So this is something that you definitely need an expert in that area. Okay, so cybersecurity and data breach plan is huge. Okay, and again, can't say it enough. They are on the rise. I recently had to updated my VPN system to get something that was more secure. And so you definitely want to work with someone to get that plan in place for you, okay? Because it is a nightmare. Okay, it's a nightmare, trust and believe. Okay, and so then the next one we have is a crisis plan. Okay, a financial crisis plan. And so that helps to protect against and protect and prepare for economic downturns, loss of major clients, sudden drops in revenue. And so a financial crisis plan, it outlines cost-cutting measures that you need to implement, strategies, and maintaining your cash flow. Okay, and how to communicate with your creditors and your investors is such an occurrence happen. I hope that does not happen or has not affected you, but you want to definitely have a plan in place. Okay, a crisis management plan also includes steps for handling layoffs, okay, or reducing hours, and then also making sure that you are helping the plan also assist or helps you work with maintaining keeping the employee morale high, because those are difficult situations. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a crisis management plan. Okay, all right, that's very important. During these times, things have been difficult, so these are things that you have to plan ahead for. Okay, our next crisis management plan is a public relations crisis plan. Okay, and so the public relations crisis plan is something that if your business faces negative media coverage, customer backlash for some reason, a incident like a security breach or something happens in the staff that negatively affects your reputation or the reputation of your business, you want to be able to respond quickly and professionally. Okay, and so a public relations crisis plan, includes how to manage communication with your public and what kinds of messages should be conveyed. What are the best messages to be conveyed? The manner in which they are being conveyed, and who speaks on behalf of your company. Okay, so a public relations crisis plan, it controls that narrative around these types of situations where negative media coverage can really impact your company in a negative manner. So you want to make sure you are maintaining your customers' trust and do everything you can to prevent further damage to the reputation of your company. Okay, so again, those are like for negative media coverage or customer backlash. Like one of the stories in the news right now is with McDonald's, right? With the quarter pounder being taken off the menu in several states because of the E. coli poisoning or E. coli bacteria. That is, McDonald's is definitely working on utilizing a public relations crisis plan to control that narrative and to do the best they can to maintain the trust of customers. Okay, and then the health and safety crisis plan. Okay, so this one is like the pandemic, if you will. And this one had the health and safety crisis plan is when you're dealing with health emergencies like, pandemics, workplace accidents, events that pose risk to the safety of your employees. And this plan should be definitely worked with, again, with a professional, with your HR person, with the fire department, or in case people need to be evacuated or quarantined, however that looks like. And so that plan outlines and ensures a safe work environment, the protocols such as masks, social distancing, and work remote situations as well. So the plan outlines those procedures, okay, for responding to accidents and health outbreaks. And have we had our share of those in the last few years, right? Absolutely. So these are there are other crisis plans, understand me, but these are the 5 most important, and that you really want to make sure that you are working with the right experts in these areas to future-proof your business, okay? To guard against the different scenarios and situations that can negatively harm your business, your employees, and even your clients, okay? So we have our natural disaster response plan, the cybersecurity data breach plan, and all of these you need to work with with experts in these areas, especially with the cybersecurity and the data breach plan, your natural disaster response plan, the financial crisis plan you work with your accountant on, and a public relations crisis plan you will work with your HR manager or a consulting company to help you put those steps and protocols in place to protect the reputation of your employees, your company, and make sure that you are continuing to build on the trust of your customers and clients. And then the health and safety crisis plan is probably the most important, because that one is working. You're talking about health emergencies that are in fact are affecting can affect your employees. Okay. So those are the 5 crisis plans that you as a business owner should be looking into to future-proof your business, okay, for 2025. Okay, preparation is key. Okay, so now let's talk about 5 ways. How do you update these plans, right? What are the steps? And there are steps for each one that varies, correct? Everyone is different. So the thing with plans, with the crisis plans, folks, is remember that these plans they're templates, and each one you're going to apply directly to meet the needs of your company, okay? You're not going on what anybody else says. This is what is meeting the needs of your company, of your business, of your employees, of your customers. Okay, so 5 ways to update a crisis management plan. Either one of these steps will apply to all 5 of these. But understand that they're not cookie cutter. And so you have to take them, just like we talk about the job descriptions, you have to apply them directly to meet the needs of your organization and your company, and your employees and your customers. Okay? So the first one is review and refresh your contact list. Yes. That's the first step in updating your client, your crisis plan, because those people, your contacts change, right? People leave companies, this, that, and the other. So you don't want a crisis to take place and you have to go, well, who should I contact? And last time it was Brenda Smith, and she's no longer here. So who do I talk to? So you want to update your plan. Make sure you have a list of emergency contacts that is up to date. That includes their phone numbers, emails, team members, services, suppliers, and either in any other important contact information. An outdated list can slow down your response immensely in a crisis. So you should be updating your contact list of your crisis plan at least yearly. Okay. Oftentimes, a lot of times when people leave a position or leave a company, they'll send an email out sometime, and let them know that I'm leaving, I'm taking another position, and this is your new contact person. But that does not always happen. So it's best that, at the end of the year, you update that list for the coming year. Okay. And second, test and practice the plan, right, with your team. So you want to run practice drills and mock scenarios with your team to see if the current plan works, like fire drills or a data breach simulation, right? Or a practice run of remote work arrangements, okay? That helps. It helps to identify any gaps or areas that need improvement, so you're not caught off guard. Okay, so test and practice that plan. That's very important. Okay, don't let the first time you use that plan be during a crisis. Okay, so you want to test that at least, maybe twice a year or so. Update new risk. And we have new risk all the time, especially when it comes to like cybersecurity threats or changes in technology. If you're changing changing softwares or whatever, new regulations can impact your crisis plan and the response. So add steps that will plan and address newer risks. Again, the cybersecurity is huge. Okay, so when you see new risk, take the time to see how those will impact your response plans. Okay, all right. What should you do? What steps should be made or taken? What steps will change? Right. So that's very, very important, is that when you see new risks that can impact your plan or impact your company, that you take a look at them and do some review and some research and see how that may impact your company in the event of a crisis. Okay. The next one is improve communication strategies. This is where you come in and you want to make sure that you are communicating your plan effectively. What communication channels may change. There may be a better way to communicate the strategies to your team or your customers or your stakeholders during a crisis. You may see another tool that may work better, right? So update your plan to include using new tools like group chats, video meetings, social media, for faster communication. Right? So you may want to update your communication strategy or your communication tools so that you can communicate to your customers and your employees and your stakeholders in a quicker, faster way that's more effective. Okay? That way, that makes a big difference in the level of stress that everyone is going through during one of these stressful situations. Okay, if they are it's more readily available for them to know what's going on, what's to be done, where people are going, who's staying home, we're moving remote. And so you may want to update the communication tools that you use. to communicate to your employees and your customers. Okay. And I think the most important part is make sure you get key feedback from your team. Let me tell you, I have endured some situations, crises, where a company has a plan, and in the event of that crisis, no one knows what's going on, where we're going, what we're doing, what we should be doing. Should we be in the office? Should we take the steps? Should we do the elevator? Should we go up? Should we go down? I have been there, and there is no more a stressful situation than that. In those situations, when communication is ineffective, when people are not trained, when you do not have team members or captains that are regulating floors or departments, it can be a disaster. And it can result in people getting hurt. Absolutely. So don't take crises plans lightly, and do the drills, at least a couple times a year. Don't let the first time a crisis you are using a plan be during a crisis the very first time. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so that's what I have today for you guys. Yeah, that's what I have today on this beautiful, cool weather. What's the temperature today? Oh, it's lovely out here. I'm loving the cool weather. Yeah, I love the cool weather. How about you? So that's what we have here. And we talk. I want you to. This will be on a replay, so you'll be able to watch it. And then I'll break it up and share it on social media with the little tips there. But these plans and the steps are very important. Okay, they're very important. And so as we get ready for, we're revving up for 2025, take a look at your crisis management plans. If you have questions, drop them below. Right. Okay. So, a couple things. We have our compliance checklist. We have our compliance. Let me see what we're doing over here. And so I am. Which one here? This is the link for our compliance checklist as we rev up to 2025. Have the ultimate compliance, the HR compliance checkup checklist. That's what it is. And so here's the link for that. I want you to download it. Okay. This is a simple way to see where you are in your business. Okay. We talk about onboarding. There's a checklist for the onboarding, for hiring, management task, employee classification, benefits. So this paving is 11 pages now. It was 8. It's 11. So I've updated it a bit. Okay. But you want to download this checklist. I'm telling you. So that you can see where you are and what you need to make changes. Okay? Don't let HR non-compliance get you in trouble. Okay? Don't do that. You have the tools you need to be compliant. Yes, you do. I'm giving you the tool right here. There, it's right there on the screen. Okay? So download the compliance checklist. Okay. All right. Next, we have our Freedom Friday HR question, which is tomorrow. So you can drop the Freedom Friday question on either one of our platforms. We will answer your question in the morning. I will answer it live in the morning. And if I select your HR question, you receive a gift. How cool is that? Huh? That's cool. Okay. So drop your Freedom Friday HR question on any of our platforms, on our Instagram, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, in our Facebook group. If you have not joined our free Facebook group, which is the Small Business Human Resource Management Success Hub, you can join our group for free. Get all kind of goodies in there. Okay. So drop your HR question so I can answer it for you. I want to answer it live for you and get you that free gift. All right. We have our the HR 25 Readiness, a Blueprint for Success. That workshop is coming up. It was on the 30th. We have now moved it to the 7th. Okay. No, to the 3rd. And so you get all kinds of goodies in this free workshop. Okay. You'll get some sample crisis management plans, an HR plan, an annual HR plan, a template for that. Okay. You'll get an update on laws that have changed that you should be looking at for the coming year. We'll talk about that in the workshop. It is a 2.5-hour workshop, and it is free for you to get ready for 2025. Okay. I'm going to drop that link down here, and you can go ahead and sign up. How about that? Sound good? Okay. You got to get ready for 2025, folks. Preparation is key. Okay. That's what I have. All right. If you have an HR question, drop it below. If you'd like to consult, you have HR issues, a HR challenge that you are grappling with, that you are losing sleep with, you can schedule a consult there. Okay. Our consults are $127 an hour, and we can work through those issues. All right. And that's what I have. If you're looking for someone to manage your team, let me know below. I'll get you the application. All right, folks, listen. Happy Talk About It Thursday. I hope these tips helped you. Okay. Remember to drop questions below. I'll be glad to come back and answer them. And I'm looking for your Freedom Friday HR question. I'll answer it tomorrow at 10:30. Okay? All right. Listen, enjoy the wonderful air, cool air. The leaves in the trees are absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. All right, folks. Listen, business can be like a circus, so don't let HR be the elephant in the room. Okay? I want you to stay safe, be kind, make a plan to vote November 5th. If you have not voted, make a plan to vote November 5th. Vote like your life depends on it, because our democracy is in question. So vote. Okay? Vote. Get out and vote. All right, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow with our Freedom Friday HR question. See you soon.